What is going on, guys? Check this out. In front of me here is a Honda Grom. I've never ridden one of these things before. These are some of the most cutest, most cuddliest motorcycles I've ever seen in my entire life. Every video that I've ever watched about the Honda Grom, people always have a smile on their face. And today, I'm going to get to see what that's about. So before I actually take you guys on this test ride, let me talk to you guys a little bit about the specs. So this little remarkable engine that we have here is a single-cylinder, 4-stroke, air-cooled, yes, my friends, air-cooled 125cc power plant, and it produces 9.7 horsepower. Can you believe that? Aside from that, this thing is featherweight. It is probably the lightest motorcycle I've ever ridden in my entire life. When I sat on this thing, it felt like a bicycle. Full wet weight on this thing is 229 pounds. Aside from that, for 2020 and all the previous generations, Honda has always given the Grom 4 gears. For 2022, they've upgraded it to 5 gears, so I can't wait to test ride that bike after this one and see what that one's about. Aside from that, the Honda Grom comes in 2 different flavors. You get an ABS model and you get a non-ABS model. I'm not sure if you really need ABS on a small little motorcycle like this. It all depends on what you plan to do with it, and if depending on the kind of climate that you live in. If there's a lot of snow and rain, then maybe the ABS model is going to be better for you. But here in Southern California, I'm not really too sure if ABS is something that's a necessity or not. Last but not least, you get 220 millimeter discs in the front, which are hydraulically operated, and you get a 190 millimeter disc, which is also hydraulically operated. Before I forget, guys, thanks to Honda Motorcycles of Huntington Beach for making this possible. So if you guys are looking for a Honda motorcycle, make sure to give these guys a call or check out their website. A link to their website is down in the description below, where you can check out all their inventory. All right, a cold start of the Honda Grom. I'm already smiling, and I haven't even ridden this thing. It is so tiny. I've never ridden a tiny bike like this in my life. Oh, it's breathing. It's on. Okay, I'm in first gear, I think. Oh, wow, I'm nervous. Oh, man, this is so fun. Oh, boy, here we go. Oh my god, this thing is so maneuverable. It's like a housefly. Let's go. Oh my god, first reaction, getting on a Honda Grom. I can see what all the fuss is about. To be honest with you, this could potentially be a whole lot of fun. I mean, right now, I'm in, what is this, the 3rd minute of riding this motorcycle, and I'm already bouncing left and right on this thing as if it's a bicycle. This thing is so lightweight. Oh man. Right now I'm pinned all the way on 4th gear. 50 miles an hour. 53 miles an hour. 54, 55. 55 miles an hour. 56. Pinned. Okay, so now I was bouncing between 56 and 57 towards the end. Oh man. Like, while I'm stopped at this red light, I can hear that the motor is on, but it's very, very silent. Like, this is one of the smallest motors I've ever ridden. I can literally do a wheelie in this thing if I pull this up. Oh yeah, the speed! Wow, every single gear I've been wide open throttle. This is a whole lot of fun, I gotta be honest. Let's talk a little bit about what this motorcycle is like to ride. Well, first of all, the shortened wheelbase of this motorcycle makes me feel like an absolute giant. And I'm not a big guy, as you already know. I'm hovering anywhere between 5'5" to 5'6". As I mentioned before, this thing is so lightweight. Wow. Getting on my Street Triple RS and my R6, it's going to feel like I'm riding an elephant now. It's so fun tossing this thing left and right. Whee! It's like riding a little toy. I guess the kind of people that would purchase this motorcycle are the type that live in an area like mine. It's very walkable, but at the same time, you want to travel maybe 10-15 miles away from home. You don't want to take the SUV that does 15 miles per gallon. You want to take this thing that does close to 135-40 miles per gallon. Can you believe that on a small little paltry engine like this? That's a really high MPG. So I guess that's one of the benefits of owning something like this. Not only is it a fun little toy to do short commutes with, but it also has fantastic MPG. I've read reports online that you can literally be wide open throttle, as I am right now. I'm doing 53 miles an hour, wide open throttle. Seriously, I have never done wide open throttle, and I've done 50 miles an hour. This is freaking cool, man. But surprisingly, like off the line, I could take the cars. Most of these average cars will probably do 0 to 60 in about 5-6 seconds. And I'm assuming that's what this is going to do as well. Alright, here we go. Pacific Coast Highway. My favorite route. This thing is so much fun. I never ever imagined that a Honda Grom would be this much fun. I always seen Honda Groms everywhere. You usually see like armies of Honda Groms when people ride them in a pack. And you always wonder, like, what's the fun factor? They're a slow motorcycle, they're really tiny, and what is the benefit? But you know what? You don't realize it until you actually take it out and ride it for yourself. I'm genuinely having a great time riding this motorcycle, and I love the fact that I can literally be on the gas for every second while I'm riding this thing, and I'm going to get high MPG. So that means I get to save money while I'm doing my commutes, and I don't have to ride the big expensive car. Lane splitting, definitely not an issue with this bike. You will definitely not be breaking any speed limits with this motorcycle, and you can have as much fun as you want. For the first time, I can't overtake a car like I want to. Oh my god. This is so hilarious. I've never ridden a motorcycle where I wasn't able to overtake a car. But I don't think that's the point of this motorcycle. I think the point of this motorcycle is to kind of get to where you need to get to in a cost-effective manner, but at the same time, have as much fun as you can. Riding a small, nimble, little motorcycle that putters along. I think that's the whole point of this thing. If I decide to buy a Honda Grom, how will it be on a small racetrack like Adam's go-kart track or Apex car track? So if you're familiar with the Honda Groms and how they perform on a racetrack, comment down below, because I'm very curious how these little motorcycles are as trainers, or compared to like the small mini GP motorcycles. Really curious to find out. I am pinned all the way, baby. Let's go down to aero mode. Nope, 54 is all I was able to achieve. God, I love how small and nimble this thing is. And surprisingly, when you're standing on a standstill waiting on a light, the engine doesn't vibrate that much. It seems to be a pretty stable motorcycle. You would expect that because it's a single-cylinder 4-stroke engine that it would vibrate a lot, but no. Surprisingly, there's no vibration here. Wonderful. Can I see myself getting used to cars overtaking a motorcycle? I don't know about that. That's something you gotta get used to, because right now I am absolutely pinned, and that Mercedes passed me right now. When I'm riding a bigger motorcycle, I am the king of the road. There is nothing, I don't care what you got, there is nothing that's going to be faster than my motorcycle. But with this, I feel like I can't overtake anything. But is it really bothering me that much that I can't overtake other cars? I don't know. One thing though, I will mention one thing. Considering that this has a paltry 10 horsepower and I'm doing about 50 miles an hour, I have to be wide open throttle almost every single time. But let's just say you have to hold wide open throttle the entire way for 10-15 minutes. That's going to leave your wrists pretty sore for a while. So I see this motorcycle being beneficial for someone who's not going to be riding it for long commutes. I see this being beneficial for last mile trips, such as grocery shopping or maybe having to do an errand around town and whatnot. I'm not really a big fan of riding a motorcycle without ATGAT. I'm talking about full ATGAT. Like right now, I got my gauntlet style gloves on. I got my textile jacket, but this is one of the better textile jackets with CE level 2 protection. Riding jeans with hip and knee protection. And full racing boots. So yeah, people that are looking at me riding this motorcycle like, what is this guy doing? Most people that ride this motorcycle are riding it with jeans and sneakers. But here I am, fully ATGATted out with this motorcycle. But I'm not really sure if if the average person that buys this motorcycle is going to be fully AdCat or not. Now imagine if you buy this motorcycle and then you want to do like last mile trips to the grocery store and whatnot, like I mentioned before. With a motorcycle like this, top speed is about 50 miles an hour. Hell yeah, you could hurt yourself. But I can't imagine getting this motorcycle and having to go AdCat every single time. I think that this motorcycle allows you to let loose a little bit once in a while and ride it with jeans and sneakers. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. That's an opinion that I'd like to get from you guys. What do you think? For you guys that have Groms, do you typically ride AdCat? I'm talking about like head to toe. Or do you mostly ride with jeans and sneakers? Very, very curious to find out. So I guess now is the time that I put myself in your shoes. I can tell you this much, as a short-statured person, this motorcycle is perfect for me. It's got a 30-inch seat height, and that means that I can pretty much flat-foot this motorcycle. And so if you're a bigger guy, and I'm assuming that not all the people who buy this motorcycle are going to be short like me, I have seen people that are a lot taller than me ride this motorcycle. Considering that Honda has sold about 1 million of these motorcycles, people of all different sizes can ride this motorcycle. So I guess, you know, this is something that everyone could ride, considering that Honda has sold so many of these. Other than that, yes, it only has less than 10 horsepower, but I really don't feel like I need any more, to be honest with you. Like, I like the fact that I can go wide open throttle on this thing in every single gear. Doesn't really bother me that much. It's not a motorcycle that I need to get on and feel as if I need to race every single time. This is one of those cool, relaxed motorcycles you ride just to cruise around with. It doesn't always necessarily have to be hairy-chested in order for it to be fun. And I think that's what Honda was going for with motorcycles like this. Because not only is this a cool little bike in and around town like I am doing right now, let's just say, for instance, I had to go to Spartan Final as an example. This would be the perfect bike to go and get that whatever it is that you get in Spartan Final, and then rush back home. It's very convenient, let's just call it that. And it's easy to do lane splitting with. Check that out. It's kind of sad that we got to bring this bike back, but not really. You know why? Because now I'm grabbing the 2022 model. Oh yes. So we're setting this baby here and going and grabbing the 2022 model. I had a lot of fun with this little thing. To be honest with you, I've never ridden one of these in my life, and today was the first day. And so you guys experienced me riding this thing for the first time. And I gotta tell you, it's a whole lot of fun. And everything I talked about in this video, I want to summarize in less than 30 seconds. It's light, it's nimble, it's perfect for last mile trips. Streets like this and roads like this, I think it's absolutely perfect. I like the fact that it's nice and compact. I like the fact that it only weighs 229 pounds full wet. And I like the fact that I can be wide open throttle in every single gear. But it does suck that sometimes I can't overtake cars, but that's totally fine. And once again, a huge shout out to Honda Power Sports here in Huntington Beach. So if you guys are interested in purchasing this Grom, make sure to come check them out and let them know your boy Petrolhead sent you. Alright guys, until next time, ciao for now.